Lions fans, does your wardrobe show your Lions pride? Then head on down to the Spirit merchandise table in the concession area. You'll find the latest in Lions fashion at the SACS Athletics Booster Club Spirit merchandise
Hello
table.
and welcome everyone to Greg Hotchkiss Memorial Field. I'm Hunter Smith. And tonight, your San Antonio Christian Lions are taking on the Bandera Bulldogs. Lions looking to come back, looking to bounce back after a opening loss to start the season last week to Central Catholic. We are just under 10 minutes away from kickoff. And my cameraman for tonight is Brian Campbell. Brian was here with me last week, did a great job, and he's going to be with me for, I believe, a majority of the season unless he gets bored of me. Or I just drive him nuts. Either is likely, folks. Either is likely. Interestingly enough, we also have a college football game going on this Friday night up in the Metroplex. TCU taking on SMU in the Iron Skillet. That game was set to kick off at 7 o'clock. So I'll keep myself updated with the scores, and I'll keep our audience updated as well, just because I graduated from TCU and I want them to win. always gotta watch my frogs. Or if you're a Baylor alum, you might be interested to see if TCU somehow loses to SMU. But just under 8 minutes. So last week the Lions fell to Central Catholic 40-20. And I talked to Coach Ellard earlier this week, and he said the one positive about last week's game is a lot of the mistakes that they made were mental and could be easily fixed. Giving up penalties was huge for them, according to Coach Ellard, turning the ball over. So two things that the Lions are looking to really focus on and control in this game as opposed to last week against Central Catholic. Bandera Bulldogs, similar to Central Catholic a little bit in that they do have some size up front on both the offense and defensive lines. So let's see if the Lions can take what they learned against Central Catholic last week and use that against the Bulldogs here tonight as well. And what do you know, the TCU-SMU game has been delayed, most likely because of weather, as it seems all of Texas is getting rain. Looked like we were set to get some decent rain here tonight. It has cleared up a little bit, but that rain might come back later on in the game. Coaches on both sides just hoping it holds off for 3-4 hours so they can get the game in and get everyone home safe. And I hope it holds off because I'm outside, everyone. Very little protection if it does rain. Just over 5 minutes before we get this game rolling. The theme for tonight is blackout. So many of the fans wearing black shirts. Brian's going to try to get a shot. And some of the crowd Good job, Brian. Going above and beyond, like always. I find it interesting that they've incorporated black, because when I was here it was maroon and gold, and jerseys, maroon, white pants, and that was it. Now, bit more alternate uniforms for the Lions to go with, which is always nice. Players can get excited to have something new to look forward to. You know, a lot of people like keeping just the traditional uniform. I'm okay with having a few alternates.
The umpire is Chris Lopez and linesman Scott Woods. Line judge is Greg Norris and the back judge Henry Nunez.
So the weather currently 89 degrees. And it looks like there's a 40% chance of rain at 1 a.m. So hopefully we are not there at 1 a.m. But another big issue that could become a problem in this game is lightning. Just because there isn't any rain doesn't mean that there won't be lightning, and that can delay games as well. And if we do get into a rain delay, I get to really test my improv skills. Believe it or not, I was actually working a basketball game where it was rained out. I was logging film for the New Orleans Pelicans and Indiana Pacers basketball game. Their arena had a leak in the roof, and by the time they covered it, they finally got it covered, it had rained all over the floor, and they wiped it up, but the water had seeped into the woods, so they decided to call off the game. It was the craziest thing I've ever experienced, a basketball game getting rained out. But Bandera Bulldogs are making their way towards the field around the track, which means the Lions should follow shortly behind them, as we are just under 2 minutes. Bit of a cool breeze right now as well, which is really nice, as the humidity it rained early this afternoon, and then again clouds cleared up, brought in the sun, but that meant the humidity went way up, and you walk outside and you immediately start sweating. There are the Bulldogs walking all the way around the track. As they head to their tunnel. Bandera, numbers-wise, much more similar to San Antonio Christian. But again, they have some big guys up front, and that always will present a challenge for the Lions for this game, and it'll present a challenge throughout the entire season. So it's something that they just have to focus on and adjust and learn to play with, because that's, like I said, that's going to be something they have going against them more often than not every single game this season. Lions band giving the fans some classical AC/DC, Back in Black.
Get on your feet. Get ready to welcome the 2018 San Antonio Christian School Lions.
Of course, Back in Black matching the blackout theme for tonight. And I hear the Lions coming towards the field now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm San Antonio Christian School welcome.
And here come the Bulldogs.
And the Bandera Bulldog.
I always wanted to be one of the guys that carries a flag out of the tunnel. Now I see the Bandera Bulldog flag, and that has me thinking, are we going to see a repeat of the Oklahoma-Ohio State game where someone tries to plant the flag at the field? Probably not, since this is high school, but still kind of, it just got me thinking. And here they come, your San Antonio Christian Lions in their brand new black pants. So they warmed up with the black jerseys and maroon pants, went back in and changed, and unveiled the all black uniforms for the blackout game this evening. I remember back when I was at Canyon High School, my sophomore year, they did something similar when they got new black helmets. They came out warmed up in their old ones, and then when they came out again to actually take the field for the game, they were in their new black helmets.
Bruce Johnson opens the evening in prayer. Please pray with me. Heavenly Father, we recognize that you are the creator of the heaven and the earth. We thank you for the blessing of living freely in this country and the ability to choose to live under the authority of your word. Thank you for these athletes that we are here to support tonight. We ask for your safeguard over the players in tonight's games. Through competition on the field and mentorship in the classroom, may they learn to live lives that honor you and reflect their love for you. We also ask for safe travel for our guests as they return home. We pray this in the name of Jesus Christ, the one who died and was raised so that we may live. Amen. Please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
And next up will be the coin toss, as captains get set to head to the middle of the field. Captains for the Lions tonight is number 1, Caleb Durham. Number 77, Zach Dunn. Number 7, Brandon Richard. Number 82, Ryan Hunt. Number 52, Lennox Stevens. Number 60, David Segura. Number 74, Andre Flores. And number 40, James Pittman.
SACS board members Al Philippus and Danny Earl.
The official showing everyone which side of the coin is heads, which is tails. Sure everyone is on the same page before the toss. Lions have won the toss, and they will defer into the second half. So it'll be the Lions defense that will get the first crack against Bandera's offense.
San Antonio Christian Lions won the toss and deferred to the second half. Bandera will defend the south goal and receive the kickoff.
And last week against Central Catholic, Lions defense really was just run all over by the Buttons, and that's something that they look to correct tonight against the Bulldogs. But it's going to take a maximum effort from that front four. They're going to be without one of their linebackers, as James Pittman was injured last week and is out for this game.
Kicking off for the Lions, number 6, Ethan Jorgensen.
Jorgensen set to kick. Ethan Jorgensen.
Receiving for Bandera, number 24, Tommy Cardenas. Ready for some football?
And here we go. He's coming up at the 15. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. Still on his feet and taken down at the 46-yard line. Excellent field position for the Bulldogs.
Number 24, Tommy Cardenas on the return. Tackled by number 6, Ethan Jorgensen. First down, Bandera.
First and 10 at the 45. Takes it upfield. He's still on his feet. He can run. And that was Solomon McNeil, the quarterback, with the keeper.
Number 10, McNeil on the carry. That's enough for first
He
down.
picked up a big chunk of yards on that first run. McNeil back in the gun. And he keeps it again, and he can run. Still going, and taken down just inside the 20. There is a flag on the play.
Penalty marker on the play.
And judging by how the Bulldogs coach looked, that was on, it was on the Lions.
Penalty is declined. First down, Bandera.
I saw the Bulldogs coach getting after a player, and I thought it was going to be on them. So it looks like they're declining. They will decline the penalty because of the gain. At the 16-yard line, McNeil back in the gun. First and 10. And he keeps it again.
Quarterback keeper number 10, Solomon McNeil.
Down at the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 3 on the play.
Tackled by number 73.
Brings up
Ben
second and
Gonzalez.
7.
Second down.
Fakes the handoff. Fires receiver, and it's broken up. Broken up by number 13, Josh Morales for the Lions.
Pass intended for number 6, Jared Barta. Broken up by number 13, Josh Morales. Third down.
Morales did a good job staying on his receiver, and I mean, you're going to have to be physical, and he was just physical enough to break up the pass play and not get called a penalty on. So McNeil back in the gun, 2-back set. Third down. Looks, fires to the running back, trying to make a man miss, and he's taken down inside, just outside the 5.
Tommy Cardenas.
And I think he's going to be just short of the first
Tackled
down
by
marker.
number 7, Brendan Richard.
Brendan Richard on that tackle, the senior safety. So fourth down,
That brings up fourth down.
and it looks like
Fourth down.
Bandera is going to go for it, and with the success that they've had on the ground, 1 yard, you would expect them to get it here, but Lions defense looking to make a stand. Talk about a huge momentum swing if they're able to stop this run.
Timeout, Bandera.
And looks like the Bulldogs want to talk this one over as they go to a timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, hot off the presses, the brand new San Antonio Christian School Sports Program. For sale, $10. See the varsity cheerleaders and get yours today.
So this drive was really set up with the excellent return. They got the ball at the 45, almost at midfield, and then McNeil has just been able to keep the ball on almost every play, pick up 5 yards or more. He's dumped it off to his running back once, and he's had one incomplete pass, but other than that, McNeil's been the offense on this drive. So now 4th and 1.
Fourth down.
McNeil in the gun. John Slaughter is his running back. And false start.
Penalty marker.
Slaughter started to fall forward before the ball was snapped.
Still 4th down.
And so that penalty will negate the 4th down, the conversion attempt, and it looks like they're going to go for a field goal now.
Number 14, Blaze Salazar, in to attempt the field goal.
Blaze Salazar to kick.
29-yarder.
Kick is up. And I think Richard got a hand on it. Kick is no good. What a defensive stand by the Lions. Of course, they get held out by the penalty, but then blocking the kick.
0-0 on the scoreboard. Lions ball.
So that is a huge momentum swing in the Lions' favor, especially after a drive that was going almost perfectly for Bandera, aside from that one penalty that made a 4th and 1 and a 4th and obtainable to a 4th and you don't want to risk it. So Grant Satcher coming out in the field to command his troops.
First down, Lions.
Caleb Durham in the backfield. And now Nick Patterson drops back as well. Hands it off to Durham. And still on his feet, and he is tackled. Looks to be a 1-yard loss.
To number 1, Caleb Durham.
And I thought he was about to break off to get some positive yards, but someone just able to hold on by the ankle. Brandon Richard checking in. Richard checking in for Cale Odom. Face handoff, gives it to Richard, and he throws it. He's got a man open, but not long enough. Caleb Durham had nothing but daylight in front of him, but Richard just unable to get it to him.
That brings up 3rd down.
And what a great play design by the Lions, because that was the exact play that they ran against Central Catholic last week, which led to their first touchdown of their first play on offense. Gave the Bulldog defense a similar look, but then switched it up on them. And what a huge missed opportunity for this Lions offense. Now facing 3rd and 11. High snap. He's able to pull it down. Durham makes a man miss. He's got speed, and he will pick up the first down at the 35.
Caleb Durham, number 1 on the carry.
Lions pick up the first down.
Lions, first down.
Durham just doing an excellent job knowing when to slow down a little bit and when to hit the gas. So 1st and 10 for the Lions at the 35. 3 receivers to the right. Satcher hits Richard on a quick screen. Makes another guy miss. Still on his feet. He's at the 50 and knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
That's enough for another Lions first down.
And Coach Ellard has said his guys on the outside, his receivers, his running backs, can play with anybody. So what they're doing right now is they're running the football to keep the defense honest and then getting the ball out to those playmakers on the outside where they're at their strongest. 1st and 10. High snap again. Is able to get it down to Durham. And he maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. I think he lost one.
And off to Caleb Durham, number 1. Gain of a couple. 2nd down.
A couple of high snaps by Johnny Contreras. Satcher doing a good job of bringing them back down, but got to be careful because you keep that up, one of those is going to sail over his head. So Satcher now going under center. Swings it to Durham, making a guy miss. Still on his feet and is able to get down at the 37 or just short. I think they're going to give it to him at the 39. So 3rd down and 2 for the Lions. Cale Odom checking in. Satcher under center. Hands it off to Durham. Making a couple guys miss. Rolling back out to his left. And gets back to the line of scrimmage, but still coming up short.
Just short of the first down. That'll bring up 4th down.
And Durham trying to make something out of nothing on that last play. The Lions are also going to do a gamble of their own. On a 4th and 3, might try to draw the Bulldogs off sides. Satcher under center, Nick Patterson, and Durham in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, gets rid of it. Tries to hit Patterson, but the ball's broken up, and he would have been short of the line to gain even if he had caught it. So the Bulldogs will take over. So both defenses giving up some yardage, but then tightening up and making some plays on 4th down. Again, goes back to that trick play with Richard just coming up too short to hit Durham. And really what would have been a touchdown, but Durham trying to make the most out of nothing. The most that he could when he had a defender right in his face. And Lions are going to take a timeout. 5:17 left to go in the first quarter. Still a scoreless ball game. So if you're just joining us, the Bandera Bulldogs took the opening kickoff, drove it down to the 19-yard line, attempting to go for it on 4th and 1, but a penalty backed it up and they opted for a field goal. The field goal, however, was blocked. So the Lions took over. They faced a 4th down of their own, attempted to go for it, but were also unable to convert. And that leads us to where we are right now. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 40-yard line. And folks, I do apologize. It is getting pretty windy up here. McNeil tosses out to his running back. He cuts back upfield, and the ball is on the field, but still on the field. but still down, and who has it? A couple times I thought the Bulldogs were able to recover it, but then it slipped out again. And it will remain Bulldogs football.
Number 24, Tommy Cardenas on the carry. Fumble recovered enough for a first down for Bandera.
Tommy Cardenas on the carry, who had the fumble. Talk about a break going your way for the Bulldogs. And it looks like they had to stop the play. Player was, I believe a player was bleeding, and so we needed to go and get bandaged up. So hands off to his running back, and he is taken down at about the 33-yard line.
Tackle by number 52, Lennox Stevens. Second down.
Second down and 7 for the Bulldogs. Neal in the gun, 2 backs. Fakes the handoff, goes for the pass and overthrows his man. And there's a penalty. It looks like it's going to be,
Pass incomplete.
I believe it's going to be roughing the passer on the Lions.
24, Tommy Cardenas. Penalty marker on the play.
Yep, roughing the passer on the Lions. Originally, the official pointed to the Bulldogs, and I was like, how do you rough your own passer?
15 yards, automatic.
But made the correction. So they pick up the first down. They're at the 18-yard line, 1st and 10. Hands it off to his running back. The ball's on the ground again. And Rashard is signaling that they have it. No official call yet, and it is Lions football.
Ethan Jorgensen, number 6, with a fumble recovery.
That was Jorgensen who recovered the fumble for the Lions. And again, just another break on defense for the Lions. They had the penalty that set up the long 4th down, the blocked field goal, and now a fumble. And they had an opportunity earlier when the ball was fumbled earlier on the drive, unable to recover, but capitalize it on this time around. And it's 1st and 10, Lions at the 11. Satcher under center. And he hands it off to his running back. That's Bates. And he's taken down at the 16-yard line.
Garrett Bates. Pick up a few. Second down.
Second down and 4. Second down and 5, excuse me. Looks like the Lions are going to take another timeout. 2:42 left to go in the first quarter.
Fans, game officials will be monitoring weather conditions throughout tonight's game. Play will be suspended and athletes will move to shelter if lightning strikes within a 10-mile radius of the stadium. If play is halted, all fans should evacuate the stands and seek shelter in their vehicles. Play will resume approximately 30 minutes after the last lightning strike. Please help us keep everyone safe if the weather conditions worsen. Thank you for your cooperation.
And the Lions PA announcer giving everyone the spiel of what happens if there is lightning is detected. Everyone's going to have to clear the field, seek shelter. Play resumes 30 minutes after the most recent lightning strike. Let's hope we don't get much lightning and we're just able to cruise through this game tonight, folks. Mother Nature, hold off for just a few more hours. Satcher back in the gun. Bates in the backfield with him. 3 receivers to the right. Hands it off to Bates again. Muscling his way down. And he picks up the first down, but there is a flag.
There's a penalty marker on the play.
And it's on the Lions.
It's San Antonio Christian.
Holding penalty pushes the Lions back. And this is what Coach Ellard said when I talked to him earlier this week. You know, the big thing against Central Catholic, penalties, turnovers. So far, no turnovers, but penalties still have hurt them. They've helped them a little bit on defense, but have hurt them as well. So really need to cut down on those. Satcher in the gun, now second and 13. Hits Nick Patterson. And he's still on his feet. It's going to take 2 guys to bring him down. And he goes out at the 27-yard line. That's going to be a first down.
That's enough for another Lions first down.
Nick Patterson, 8 Division I offers, 1 of them including Michigan, where his younger brother Shea is the starting quarterback for the Wolverines. Hands it off to Bates. Trying to get outside, has some room, and he'll pick up about 8 yards on that run.
Hand off to number 2, Garrett.
Set up a second down and short for the Lions.
That'll be second down.
Second down and 1. And picking up those on first and second down, just picking up those 4-yard plays are so good and really something that you need, because it puts you in these this is only second down, but it puts you in a third down and manageable. Hands it off again to Bates, cuts it back upfield, and he'll pick up enough for the first down.
Number 2, Garrett Bates on the carry. Enough for another Lions first down.
The Lions' run game starting to get going. Bates checks out, and he'll head off to the sideline. Cale Odom checking back in. I think Durham is going to go to running back. Yep. Richard and Odom on the outside. Hands it off to Durham. Muscling his way to get a couple, and he'll pick up 3.
Caleb Durham, number 1, on the carry. 3-yard gain, that brings up second down and 7.
Final 30 seconds of the quarter. Second and 7. Satcher drops back, looks, finds Richard. Still on his feet. And finally brought down at the 50-yard line. And he's taken down by John Slater.
Excuse me,
John Slaughter. What a name for a linebacker.
At the end of the first quarter,
slaughter.
And our guest
Kind of reminds me of the TCU linebacker, Tank Carter. Just has one of those names where you were born to be a defender. So that'll do it first quarter. Still 0-0, but the Lions are on the move.
Ladies and gentlemen, the San Antonio Christian School Foundation benefits SACS students and teachers. Contact the SACS Foundation and Development Office to find out how you can support the SACS Foundation.
And the weather down here being much more favorable than it is up in Dallas, as the TCU-SMU game is still delayed. Teams playing in the battle for the Iron Skillet. TCU, I think, has won the last 9 times in a row, or they're going for their 9th consecutive win. Start of the second quarter. First and 10 at the 50. Satcher drops back, flings it out to Durham, and he is trying to get back to line of scrimmage, and he will not. And he's going to pick up a loss of 4 on that play. And he had nowhere to go the second he got the football. There was several white jerseys coming right at him. And now Durham checks out. Bates checks back in as the running back. And folks, we might be in a lightning delay.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. There has been a lightning strike detected within 10 miles of the stadium. Players are being moved indoors. You should evacuate the stands and seek shelter in your vehicles.
Well, folks, we are being told to evacuate as well.
Resume in approximately 30 minutes, pending no more lightning strikes.
Again, the rule is the game can resume once you have gone 30 minutes without a lightning strike. If lightning strikes, game 30 minutes restarts. And so hopefully this is just a quick delay. And the other camera crews up here looks like they're packing up, so we're going to pack up as well. But we will continue the stream once again once play resumes. So check back in again. Hopefully this isn't a long delay, but and again, I hate to stop the stream, but we're kind of on the top of the press box, unprotected, covered by a metal framed umbrella. So, with that being said, I'm Hunter Smith signing off. Hopefully for now, be sure to check back in with us, because once the game does start back up, we will resume stream.